What's up, guys? I'm Golf Girl 505. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Now, I am not a golf professional. I am just a bartender with a crazy obsession for this game. I love golf, and I'm on a mission to play every golf course in my beautiful home state of New Mexico. And I want to share my journey with you. And look, because I'm a bartender, we're going to be finding a 19th hole on every episode. I want to share with the world why we call it the land of enchantment. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Now, some of the things we were talking about the last few rounds. Course confidence. How do you get your course confidence? Well, other than buying some fresh new gear and looking cute, you know, there's always that course confidence. Practice, you guys, practice. And some of the things I'm learning is that YouTube golf lessons are only getting me so far. So I talked with the pro here over at Puerto del Sol, my home course, Mark McFall. He's one of the instructional pros here at Puerto del Sol. And we're gonna play a round of golf today. He's gonna help me work out some things with my swing. Now, I've shown you guys on social media, I put my swing analyzer through using the 18 Birdies app, and it was showing me some issues with my spine alignment. And I'm having some issues where I'm hitting my club face fat, so I want to work on that today. I'm going to talk with Mark and actually get some real lessons, not just YouTube lessons, even though I love all my YouTube coaches out there. You guys have gotten me this far. It's time to suck it up and put my ego aside and actually get some real lessons. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you my nemesis hole. It's hole number 1. It's a par 3. Pretty much the hole we're looking at back there behind us. That is the nemesis hole. Always have that hole get in my head. So Mark's gonna help me work out some of those issues with my swing, and hopefully I could just get a little bit better at this crazy game that we're addicted to. It's gonna be a fun one today, guys. This is the instructional pro, Mark McFall, over here at Puerto del Sol. He's gonna help me fix my swing today. We're gonna play a lesson round of golf. This hole 1 at Puerto, par 3, about 155. My nemesis hole.
This is your nemesis hole?
This is my nemesis hole. So why is the first hole my nemesis hole, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. Here's a few reasons why. 1, it's the first hole. The first hole always kind of gets in your head no matter what. For me anyway, the first hole is always, you know, the most intimidating hole. Now, it's also has a bunker on either side. The green is pretty small, so you really have to be accurate and hit your shot almost directly straight down the fairway to really have a chance at a birdie on this hole. So usually I wind up hitting left. For whatever reason, I'm always in that left bunker. I think I adjust my body to avoid being on the right side and being on that cart path over there. I don't know, it just is. The hole number 1 has just been my nemesis hole. I'm terrible at par 3s. I've said this before, par 3s just always kind of get in my head. And this one in particular, it messes with me. I don't know why, because it's so short, it's so easy. It's, you know, 130 yards from the forward tee boxes, maybe 150, 155 from the middles, 170, 160 from the blues, and you know, it's a fairly easy short par 3. Like, there's nothing crazy intimidating about it. It's, you know, it's not that difficult, but for whatever reason, this hole just gets in my head. I always wind up with like a 5. And I hate it. So, you know, I've birdied this hole a couple times. You know, I've been able to get par on it a few times, but for the most part, I'm a double bogey on this hole. So that's another thing that I don't like about hole number 1. Now, anyway, that's just why. Everybody needs a breakfast ball.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
Just like that.
So just kind of just a little turn.
Yeah. I noticed you did that on the first hole, even though the ball went a little left. And if you set up with the club face open like that, then either it comes back the same way and you hit it right, or your hands try to flip and catch up with it and you hit it a little bit left. But I prefer usually a slightly more closed setup with a lot of players.
Huh.
Most players.
Okay. So I'm learning stuff today. Now, the one thing I really liked about having this type of lesson with Mark was that we were able to play around a golf together, and he was really able to analyze my swing as we're playing. You know, when I was hitting a bad shot, he would say, you know, take a mulligan, let's try something different, let's try this with your grip, close your club face a little bit. So that was a really great way of getting this type of lesson, and then he kind of showed me what I needed to work on when we were on the driving range.
So what I noticed, first of all, I noticed on your golf club itself, not sure if we can tilt it where the light can see it, but there's a whole lot of wear and tear on this club, which is one of your favorite clubs.
Yes.
There's a lot of wear and tear off on the heel, and there's barely any ball marks on the club face.
Ooh, okay.
And that just comes from, I mean, how long have you been hitting this club? 2 years?
About 2 years.
And there's even a few ball marks like way off the hosel. So like practically every mishit shot that I saw you hit was off the heel, whether it was a 60-yard shot or a full swing drive, they were coming off that part of the club like that. So what I think might help fix that problem, or at least alleviate it a little bit, is to just work on your alignment.
Okay.
So that means where your club face is pointed, where your body is set up at the point in the swing before you even start your backswing. So just when you're standing there getting ready to swing. So I'm just going to point this orange stick on the ground. Remember what I said about like drawing that imaginary line between the ball and your target?
Yes.
So I'm going to make that a real line here. Just a short one. And we're going to pretend like that 225 sign out there is where we want to go.
Okay.
Okay, so that's pretty close.
225 sign way out there. Okay.
So if the ball is moving on that line, it should be on the way to the 225 sign, right?
Yeah.
So what ends up happening with people that are hitting it off the heel, I look for different reasons why that might be. And I don't think that your club path is necessarily too far in to out. Sometimes that can be a reason why. Because if we're swinging too much in to out, sometimes that'll make the club face impact on the heel. But I just want you to get into the habit of, just like that first shot that we hit on number 3, where I want you to set the club face up square with your target, you know, before you do anything else. Like, okay, standing back here, that looks pretty good. But when I set the club face on the ground, I'm just looking at that orange stick on the ground. I'm just making sure that that arrow on top of the Callaway is pointing there instead of over here.
Oh, yeah.
Because if it's like that, then I'm more likely to set up like this, you know?
Yeah.
I think this kind of setup, because I noticed in a lot of your swings, your feet, maybe not that exaggerated, but you do have what's called a closed setup. Closed setup and open club face is what I saw with you. So
Okay.
if I just had you set up with a more closed club face, to your eye, that's going to look a little closed. Then maybe you're more likely to set up with square stance. So when you practice, I want you to get, you know, a few either just old club shafts, alignment sticks. I like you to have one set up just like that. Pick out a target to practice your tee shots at or your full swing fairway shots at, and put it on a straight line between the ball and your target. And then have one right here that's parallel, pretty close to parallel, for your feet to be set up.
Okay.
And you'll notice pretty quick, hopefully if you look down, you might notice automatically that your left toe is going to be closer to that stick than your right toe. So try to make your toes the same distance from that stick. If left toe's closer, that's a closed stance. The right toe's closer, that's an open stance, pointed to the left. But yeah, first and foremost, get the club face set up straight. Then the toes set up straight.
Okay.
So now that we got those sticks set up on the ground, go up. There we go. Yeah, so that looks like you're aimed pretty much at that 225 sign out in the distance. Pretty close to it.
And just having both of my feet kind of about the same distance.
Yeah, that looks pretty close. Now there you're starting to look a little closed, because now look down at your toes.
Oh, yeah.
So let me move that stick a little bit closer to where your feet are going to be.
Yep, that looks closed again.
So you're going to feel probably more comfortable in a too closed position.
Kind of like that?
Yeah. There you go. The ball went left, but you didn't hit it off the heel.
No, I hit it
So
right
yeah,
there.
that's fine.
Okay.
You might be used to setting up with a too open club face, and that's one of those where you compensated by maybe flipping the hands across a little bit too quick.
Yeah.
So we're just eliminating some of those unwanted variables, I think. Yeah, this looks good. Better.
Huh. Interesting.
Feet were still a little bit closed on that one. Not by much, but just a little. There you go. Move your right foot forward a little bit.
Right there?
There, yes, very good. There you go.
Oh, that was like right at it.
Yeah, good. Nice shot. A little different feel to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a trip. Huh.
So that rolled up pretty close to the sign that you were looking at. So that was
Yeah.
good. Real good.
I want to do that out there. Well, I like the idea of using that as like a kind of like a second target line. That's a good idea.
Yep, because you want the top of that arrow pointed straight down that orange line.
Yeah.
And then that's what that right there, what you just adjusted with your feet, that was a good adjustment that you noticed by yourself. So,
Yeah.
you know, I would just do this on the driving range until you get used to looking back and forth between the club head and your target. And after a while, it won't feel like you're so open. Like, because right now it probably feels like your feet are pointed way left of the target, but
yeah.
you're really set up pretty square to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with your feet.
Huh. Yeah, that's one of those things I don't even think about.
Mm-hmm.
I focus so much on, you know, my grip and everything else. I don't even think about where my feet are lined up.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, from your point of view though, that might look entirely straight. From where your eyes are, you know, looking down at your toes, you're probably thinking, okay, that looks normally like when you were setting up on the course, when you really were closed, you were thinking, okay, I'm set up dead straight at the target, you know?
Yeah.
And I've done that too, where I've set up on accident way right or way left and not noticed it until I actually put a stick down on the ground like where that one is at your feet.
And you're like, oh, I'm way off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So this will be my drill for the week. Work done. Get that work done on the driving range. I've got a lot of work to do. Well, shortly after filming that episode, we went into another lockdown here in New Mexico, and then sorry guys, I kind of let stuff fall by the wayside. I'm gonna be more consistent with uploading more videos, making more videos for you. Hopefully, you know, I mean, the world is kind of crazy. We're all just kind of doing the best we can, and I'm terrible with procrastination. Sorry about that. So definitely gonna be working on that this year. Hopefully this was able to help you. If any of you have been hitting off the heel, or your shots are kind of all over the place, maybe this episode helped you. So let me know in the comments, what are your golf goals for this year? What are you kind of struggling with? I wish I knew more. I really don't. I'm just trying to get better, just like the rest of us. So hopefully this was able to help you. I definitely would love to have more coaches and golf professionals as guests on the channel. So if you're in the local area, if you're in the Albuquerque area and you're a golf professional, I would love to have you on the show. I would love to have you, maybe we can do something like this, or where we just like hit the driving range or something. Anyway, let me know in the comments. Hit me up on social media, on Instagram or Twitter. If you're not already following me, like, hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate it. It definitely helps my channel grow, and the more content I'm able to put out for you guys, the better. So if you have any suggestions, like, let me know. Things are a little bit different still. We're still kind of living in these COVID times, and so for at least in my state, it's a little bit harder just to like show up to a golf course. The tee times are a little out of control, and it's a little bit harder to travel still. So that being said, I'll do the best I can to just work with what's in my area. Luckily, we have a lot of golf courses that are city public courses, so that's really great, and I'd like to show you more of them. So I'm definitely trying to get more consistent with creating the content and creating these course vlogs. I definitely want to have more guests on the show and just feature more local people out here, and hopefully collab with some other YouTubers out there. So I know some of us, we've been talking, like, we'll get that. But so for the time being, since I am a bartender, why not, man? Like, we can still make drinks from my house. I just redid my kitchen, so I'm going to show that off to you guys, and I'm going to teach you all how to make one of my favorite cocktails, the Hot Toddy. So let's go sip on some whiskey. I'm going to teach you guys how to make this delicious whiskey drink that I love. Let's make it. Let's make a Hot Toddy. All right, guys, it is starting to get a little chilly, so let's make a hot toddy. It's gonna warm us up during these winter months. Super easy drink to make. It's one of my favorite wintertime cocktails. 4 ingredients: hot water, lemons, honey, and whiskey or bourbon. And today, I know my whiskey lovers out there might hate me for this one because I'm using a really good bourbon. This is a great bourbon just on its own, but work with what you have. So we're just gonna do about 1 ounce to 1.5 ounces of your bourbon or whiskey. Some people like brandy in their hot toddies too. That'll work. So we'll just get a nice little pour of our whiskey there. Yum, yum, yum. Super easy. Get a nice little squeeze of lemon. And then we'll do a nice little squeeze of honey. If you have access to local honey, that's even better, especially if you have like seasonal allergies. This is a really good, nice little warm cocktail for seasonal allergies. So just a good little squirt of honey. I like mine kind of sweeter. And then we get our hot water. And if you don't have a kettle, that's fine. Microwave works just as good. And just put your hot water in there. Careful not to burn yourself. Don't be clumsy like me. Let's up this thing. Fill up your cup. Look how cute my kitchen is, you guys. I redid my kitchen on the second quarantine. Gave me something to do. So just give it a good little stir. Like I said, man, super easy, right? This will just kind of warm you up a bit. And just for funsies, and just to give our hot toddies a little extra oomph, I like adding just a dash of cinnamon and a little dash of nutmeg on there as well. Kind of just gives it that little extra, super yummy and delicious. So cheers. I hope you all enjoy this winter warmer. Stay warm, keep you nice and toasty, and sip on some good bourbon. Happy golfing. Drink responsibly, don't be stupid, and just stay safe and warm out there, you guys. We'll see you next time. Let's taste it. Oh man, that's the good stuff right there. Oh yeah, that's gonna keep me warm tonight. A few of these and you're doing good.
So anyway, you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Leave me a comment. What's your favorite wintertime cocktail? Let me know in the comments. See you next time, guys. Be safe. Bye.